Well, it's Saturday afternoon, and man, did this day go fast. Had the day off work today, and decided, well, it's time for some truck time. So I stopped by the auto parts store this morning and picked up some fuel line. As I mentioned, that was going to be next on the list. They didn't have half inch, and I decided half inch was going to be a little overkill, so I went with 3/8. And the fuel rail that's on that carburetor is 3/8 anyway, so that will work out. Anyway, so this is the one. This is the line that's going to go on the motor, and as you guys can tell, you probably can't figure out what the heck's going on by all the bends, but you'll see soon enough when I get this mounted up, and you'll also know why I painted it blue and did not go with stainless. This one here is painted black, and I'm sure you guys can figure this one out a little bit more due to its length and how straight it is. So I'm going to let these dry for a couple more hours so that way they get all cured up. That Krylon Rust Tough paint takes forever. The Duplicolor acrylic tends to dry within about a half hour, but it stays soft for a few hours at least, normally overnight. So we won't be touching this for a while. And didn't get the bends as nice as I wanted. I did actually get a tubing bender, and after just playing with it for a while, I actually figured out how to use it a lot more efficiently. Let's see, where is it, is my question. Now you can see how badly prepared I am for this video. Where did it go? Gosh darn it, it's hiding from me. I also got these to fuel line to help support the fuel line. This is the first piece that I got and ruined right here. No holes, but that's not acceptable for me, so this piece was ruined, and I had a really nice setup going, but that had to happen. So anyway, we won't get into the story on that because that's heartbreaking. Or, yeah, well actually it wouldn't be heartbreaking because according to Mostly Mopar IH, I'm not dealing with brakes, I'm actually dealing with fuel lines, so this might have been a little, it was very ghastly, I guess you might say. I don't know. Have to figure that one out later. But the question is, where? There it is. There it is. Tubing bender. Works very well. You can do different sizes. 3/8, 5/16, 3/16 and a quarter. Just change out that little circle. Change out this little gadget here. Do different sizes. So anyway, we're gonna let this dry, and once I get that stuff mounted up, I'll bring you guys back. Yeah, a little sticky. Yeah, this one's already dry. It's soft. Bring you back in a few minutes, or actually 1 second for you. Alright, well, it's been a couple hours for me and only 1 second for you. Well, this darn paint still ain't dry. It's dry but sticky, and I don't really want to get fingerprints all over it. But anyway, the other fuel line dried up finally, so here's what my idea was. So I routed the fuel rail backwards. As you can see, normally this would be up front, and I routed the fuel line behind the motor. So it comes here, bends here, got support there, goes down, then goes around, and then goes into there. And the idea behind that is, let me open up a door here. Oh, well, howdy there, Christine. Kind of hides the fuel line. As you can see, you know, you can just, if you stand up close to the motor, you can see it back there, but the air cleaner is going to cover, the air cleaner is going to be about 8.5 inches wide, so it's going to cover this general area. So unless you're looking right here, you won't see it. And I like the look a lot better. I like the look of it going back instead of up front because it cleans it up a lot nicer. Here you can see it. It really matches the side of the motor well. Didn't do too well down there, but oh well. It'll work just fine. Starter's going to be there anyway, so, and with all the once the cab's back on, and I mean it'll be so dark down there you won't even see it hardly. But I also painted it the same color so it would blend in, because the cab firewall is going to be blue, so it'll really help blend that in. Because the idea was for no one to see the fuel line. And you know, it's not going to be completely hidden, but it sure as heck to me looks a lot better than having it up front. Because normally then I would have to run it here and then probably go down underneath and then, you know, down here, and it'd be a big old mess, and then back there anyway. So it's not going to interfere with anything. Cab is, there's plenty of space back here. These 6 cylinders were not too big, so that was the nice thing. And it's going to run back along there as 1 3/8 fuel line, then back to the tank back there. So anyway, that's what it looks like, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's not as good as I hoped it would be, but it's definitely pretty good, I'd say, for not having too much experience in bending lines. Like I said, I ruined the first one, but the second one's okay and turned out pretty darn well. Yes, I will be doing better supports. I'm going to try and figure out, I probably will put another support right here to help keep this. But once this is all tightened down, it'll be pretty sturdy. And I'm thinking with my electric choke wiring, which you can see the 2 prongs right there, I may end up running the wires to here in electrical tape, and then just running the wires. I'm not sure where on the cab they're going to go. They're probably going to head up in this direction because there's going to be a hole here in the cab, so I can probably run them there and then up to a switch on the dash, but we'll have to figure that out once the cab's there. So anyway, well, that's today's project. Took a few hours trying to get these bent, and it took several hours waiting for it to dry, but looks good. Looks gorgeous, actually. And can't wait to get my air cleaner in. You can see there's no big old fuel line sitting there. It's a really nice clean look. Alrighty guys, well, I'm gonna wait for this paint to dry and we'll do another video because this one's already getting pretty long. Hope you had a good weekend. Oh, by the way, mac and cheese for dinner. Woo! Not as good as Mama makes it, but hey, it works.